Alright everybody, welcome back to another match preview. This one is for Portsmouth versus Sunderland on Saturday. But just before I get into it, I've got a special guest at the end if you want to wait for that. Also, let's see if we can hit 100 likes on this video and subscribe if you're new. Right, Portsmouth on Saturday, it's always been a tasty affair between the two teams when we've come together on the pitch. Sunderland, we are the informed team in the league up to now with 10 games in, 9 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat, which is outstanding, and I'm absolutely over the moon at the minute. Portsmouth, on the other hand, they're in 13th place. They have lost 5 games. They've drew 3 and they've only won 2. And one of their defeats was at Cambridge at home, so they haven't had the best start of the season. I thought they'll be in the playoffs by now at least. And one to watch for me, it was always a threat, and we're always, you probably know one about, it's Marcus Harness. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist up to now, and he can always be a threat in this game with his pace. Sunderland, from a fan perspective, we expect to be winning most games now. We've set the bar, we're top of the league, so I think that expectation is that we'll win most games. I feel with the added expectation on the young players' shoulder, I think they thrive under that extra added pressure, and they've done really well considering there's 30,000 at home and we sell a lot of our allocation away from home as well. So the young team has done outstanding under that added pressure. I personally believe they'll get better and better, putting in stronger and stronger performances as the season progresses, and I think 1 or 2 other teams in League One will be in for another beating. Right, I personally did really struggle with this one, my lineup. That is because our second team is just as good as our first team. They both play very similar in the movement, gone further up the pitch, and it's a struggle. Our second team, I wouldn't say a second team. Lee Johnson made loads of changes for the Cheltenham game, and they absolutely blew Cheltenham out the water. Yes, Cheltenham were very poor, but the movement from a few of our forward players and the little 1-2 passing, the link-ups, it was outstanding to watch. So I did struggle with this one, but nonetheless, let's get on with it. In goal, kept 2 clean sheets in a row, it's Hoffman. At right back, it's Winchester. I love the way he gets forward up the pitch, and he's always an option to use on that overlap, and he was involved in a goal or 2 against Cheltenham, so for me, Winchester's there. Centre back, I'm going to start with Bailey Wright. You know what, Bailey Wright, he has improved from the mistake he made against Fleetwood when he pulled the player back, and he's looking the player that we once knew in the last 2 games. So for me, with Doyle's injury, I wouldn't want to risk rushing him back. I would start Wright alongside probably our best centre back in the team, and I'm going to put my head on the chopping block, and I'm going to say it's Flanagan. So for me, Wright and Flanagan against Portsmouth, and then. But once Doyle's fit and Doyle's back up to scratch, I would bring Doyle back in for Bailey Wright. And then left back, this might surprise some, but I'm going again for Huggins. Huggins took his chance. Listen, Max Power come out with a statement when we beat Wigan 2-0, and he said that not one of them Wigan players took their opportunity, and that's what he come out with. So, and I feel as if Huggins has grasped his chance and he's took it with both hands, and he put it in an outstanding performance against Cheltenham. So for me, I would put him in front of Serkin, but Serkin might still not be 100% after that knock he took with the concussion. So for me, Huggins keeps his left back spot. Then the 3 in the middle, it's another headache, but you know what, this might surprise some as well. The one who stood out for me, and I wrote his name down first when I was picking my lineup, was Luke O'Nien. That might surprise some because he's doing a lot what doesn't get noticed, and he took his goal with his weak foot as well, and it was canny good goal the way he pulled away. Alves jumped out the way and it went into the bottom right hand corner. So for me, he's really improved since he's been put in the midfield. But then I've gone back to Dan Neal and Elliot Embleton. Embleton just further forward of Dan Neal and Luke O'Nien. They got rested for the last game. I think for the Wigan game, I think it was Dan Neal come on for a little bit. But now we have, with our strength in depth, rotation, injuries, I think now is the time to bring Dan Neal and Elliot Embleton back into the squad, and I love the way them two are playing. On the left hand side, I've went for McGeady. Broadhead would have got that spot, but obviously Broadhead picked up an injury, and as it stands now, I'm not 100% sure if he's fit or not. So for me, Obviously, it's got to be McGeady, but I would love to have seen Broadhead. Then up top, it's got to be Ross Stewart. And I know Broadhead can play up there as well, but like I say, previous Broadhead's injured, I think, up to now when I'm making this video. So for me, it's Ross Stewart. Then on the right-hand side, I'd like to say Dajiku come in. He took that shot outstanding with his left foot and he put it right into the top corner. He has got the passion what Sunderland fans expect from Sunderland players, and I think all of the Sunderland players have got the same passion now, where they want to win, they want to fight for the spot, and when we are winning, the passion shows, just like he did at the end of the game when he screamed in the front of the camera, which was really... It was a refreshing change to see, and I enjoyed that. It's a bit similar to like Luke O'Nine's attitude when he's full of smiles and he claps the fans and gives it all that when we're the full-time whistle's blown. So for me, yeah, that's my lineup. Comment below your lineup. There was only one person who got the correct score, but when I checked through, he put a different score. He said 5-0 and then he gave us a couple of team selections. But I went further down and I seen that he said 3-0, so you kind of get a mention. And you'll probably know who you are when you look through the comments. But nonetheless, that's my lineup. Do you know what? Against Cheltenham, I really, really enjoyed the way they were playing. The link-up play between the forward three was outstanding. It was outstanding. Ross Stewart was man on the spot for the tap-ins, but nonetheless, he put them away. Bailey Wright's bullet header. Dajicu's absolute screamer of a shot. It was just outstanding. Watching Luke O'Nine getting a goal as well. So we're starting to get goals from all over the pitch rather than just the striker, which is amazing to see. And in this game, I'm going to go for a Sunderland 3-1 win. Comment below your score prediction. If you get it right, I'll mention you in the next match preview. Take it away, Philly.
Hi there, Wee Philly here, and we just want to do a quick preview of Saturday's game when Sunderland travelled down to Fratton Park to play Portsmouth. Portsmouth, a massive club like ourselves, and you would think are probably going to be up there or thereabouts come the end of the season. They haven't had a fantastic start to the season so far. Danny Cowley, the manager down there, last night while we were banging 5 past Cheltenham, they were getting beat 2-1 off Burton Albion. They're sitting in 13th place at the moment, whereas we are top. But like I say, I expect them to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. Looking towards the team, what does Lee Johnson do? Does he stick with the team he played against Cheltenham with those changes? Because, to be honest, it's pretty hard to drop any of them. I thought all the players were superb. But is it just a case of resting players now, especially the fact we are going into 2 games a week where we're playing Saturday and a Tuesday? It's probably best to rotate the squad and give those fringe players a run out as well. The beauty of doing that now with Sunderland is that we do have strength and depth, which means we can change that, and we're not really weakening the side. It's a difficult one. I wouldn't have any complaints whatsoever if he puts the same team out that he did against Cheltenham, or if he reverts back to the team he's been playing. A score prediction, I think. I'm quite confident. Portsmouth are not really in form. We are. I'm going to go for a nice, comfortable 2-0 win, which is the score when we last played them earlier. I think it was in March, I think. So 2-0 to Sunderland, and that's it, basically. Quick preview looking ahead to Portsmouth versus Sunderland on Saturday.